Bow, bow, bow. Y'all ready to go deep? Y'all ready to go deep? Y'all ready to go deep with me? Let's go deep. Y'all ready to go deep into humanity? Let's shake it off. Let's make it off. Let's get it rock and roll. Come on. Here we go. 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 Shake it off. Here we go. Here we go. Let's shake, shake, rattle, and roll. Here we go. Don't pay me for that. Here we go. 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 Bring in the thunder. Bring in the lightning. Bring in the light and the love. We're going to get down. Bring in the thunder. Bring in the lightning. Take the lights down. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. It's Sundays with Suits Part 2. Hey, what's going on, guys? I was just on, but I saw that I could do it a little bit more. So we'll see what's going on. I worked with Atlantis earlier. So what we're going to do now is we work with Lemuria. Y'all ready? Whee! Okay. Okay. I don't know where the book is. We gotta find the book. We'll find the book later. Okay, here we go. Beautiful deck of cards. Beautiful deck of cards. Beautiful deck of cards. We're gonna work with some Lemurian energy now. So if we can't open this yet, oh, we got 4. We get 8. I'll open it. We get 8. I'll open it. All right, y'all ready? Are y'all ready? Are y'all ready? Are y'all ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. We went to Atlantis earlier. Now we're going to Lemuria. Bring in the water. Bring in the light. Gonna go deep. Gonna go deep. Gonna see what we're gonna talk about tonight. Hey. So previously we were talking about freedom. We were talking about motherhood. We were talking about authenticity, right? We were talking about wisdom. We were talking about justice being served. We also saw fear coming into the picture. We have to be aware of these things. We have to be aware. Okay? All right, here we go. All right, we'll try this again. Ready? I really haven't used these cards much, so we'll just play with it. All right? All right, ready? I don't know what they are. I don't know. I don't know. Okay. Oh, look at this. We're going to start off with nature and earth. Okay. So we're going to first start off with our grounding process. So I want you to get down. I want you to feel your feet, right? Feel your feet. Actually, go down there and touch your feet. Say, hey, peachy peaches. Hey, peachy peaches. Hey, peachy peaches. I feel you. Hey, peachy peaches. Hey, peachy peaches. Hey, peachy peaches. I feel you. All right. So what I want you to do is I want you to imagine there's a line of lightning coming from here It's going down all the way. So you go here. Let's go right down your chakras. Doom, 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 doom. Right, and it's going to split right at the crotch area, down your down your legs, like doom, 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 boom, boom, boom. So too, we're gonna have divine feminine and divine masculine, right? And we'll call in the yin yang frequency. Look at that, ha ha! Balance forces, ain't that some magic? It's a kinda. All right. So bringing that balance, right? So as we touch, as our bodies hits that electrical field, right? You feel it. I want you to feel it, like you're in a revival. I want you to feel the universe come down. I want you to feel the light and the love. I want you to feel it in your body. I want you to feel. I want to make you go ooh, ee, ooh ah ah. All right. All right. Close my eyes again. Okay. All right. So we got fork. We got some cards down. Okay, we got some cards down, so that's good. Okay. All right. I'm not afraid of the storms, for I'm learning to sail my ship. Say it with me. I'm not afraid of the storms, for I'm learning to sail my ships. We're bringing that balanced forces. We're bringing that balanced force in. Look how beautiful these cards are. I got to tell you. I mean, these cards are absolutely gorgeous. They're absolutely gorgeous. And they're from Lizzie Ivy, right? Beyond Lemuria Oracle cards, right? Okay. Like I said, we get 8 people watching, guys. I will open what was supposed to be opened in the first episode, the first thing. We get 8 people watching, right? Magical 8. We'll open this. Okay. All right, here we go. Ready? First card of the night. Woof. This is like a little spicy. So, surrender. Why would that feel spicy to somebody? I think that what that means is we have to learn, as you see there's circles in here, we have to learn how to come full circle. We have to learn how to let our body free, right? I was watching Evil tonight on Paramount Plus. Highly recommend it. The couple, virgin couple, they got married, right? And they're coming to the priest because they're having these reactions when they try to become intimate, like they're allergic to one another, and the nun there can see demons, right? And so she sees the demon, right? She sees it, and so can you imagine talking about intimate things with a nun right there in front of you, like be like, I feel like I'm in high school again. I feel like I might be in university. There's a nun and is watching me. Ah! Right? Might be a priest. Who knows? But so we have to learn how to surrender. And so that episode is a lot about surrendering to the primal, the primordial, which we talked about a little earlier. Okay. Remember, I'm not afraid of the storms, for I'm learning how to sail my ship. Don't be afraid to surrender, as long as you're comfortable with the person, place, or thing. Okay. Now, if that thing's involved alcohol, drugs, or something you shouldn't be surrendering yourself to, that's a whole other ball game. And Tootsie Bootsy, nor do things, nor do Phoenix Rise Entertainment. We do not condone that, right? What we do condone is that you learn how to surrender for the sake of enlightenment. That you learn how to say, I let go today to find myself tomorrow. I let go today, and now I can find myself tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day, and the day after day after day after day. Okay. So this one's a little more close in to yourself. So let's see what this is. Trust your innocence. Okay. So you might say, well, I was a bad boy. I was a bad girl. You should have this feeling a lot. I did this, that, these, and those. I wasn't necessarily the greatest Christian in the world. I wasn't necessarily the greatest Catholic in the world. I wasn't necessarily the greatest human being in the world. But we all have a certain innocence to us. And as we have this certain innocence to us, we have to learn how to work with that innocence. We have to learn with that purity, right? That purity is very, very important. Okay. This one feels a little bit more like this. It's like an abundance, but it's not exactly sure what the abundance is. Okay. I know it's weird, but let's just see. Our ancient future. That's some right there. All right. So feeling that ancient energy that we have. So let's pull out our book again. Awaken our memory. Hear what the ancient world has to sing to me. The Dark Ages. In Greco-Roman period was one of the high civilization. We talked about Atlantis the other day. We talked about Atlantis the last episode. And with that, we had priests and we had priestesses. We had people talking about devotion. Now, the great thing about today, right? The world works in mysterious ways. Unfortunately, Greg could not do his show tonight. So I said, hey, can I come and do some more? So I can. So I'm doing it. Thanks to things and thanks to Rise in Phoenix Entertainment. All right. The Greco-Roman period was one of high civilization. With the rise of Christianity, however, especially after it was made the state religion by decree of Roman Emperor Constantine the Great, a period of intellectual, spiritual, and economic stagnation issued. Now, I want you to read that. I want you to hear that again. When religion becomes issued by a state, what happens? Well, those who make the values and the morals and all the decrees, right? They get to come in and get to rule everything. So guess what happens? Now here it said that there was a period of intellectual, spiritual, and economic stagnation. But usually when something comes and closes something down, right, and says, we'll slam the book down on this, right? We'll do that. We'll slam the book down on that, right? That's what we'll do. We'll do it. We'll do it well, because we can, right? We can. Usually there's this group of people that break out and we're like, we're not gonna. I'll let y'all do it. Leave those, right? So we have people who stand up and say things, right? We have people who defend. Let me get back to my card. Oh, my goodness. All right. So usually when these decrees come down, right, we have to realize that there's more there. Oh, this card wants to be pulled. I don't know what it is. Let's see what it is. Radical expansion. You can't make that shit up. Look at that. So we're talking about what would be going on, right? And you have dragon here. This dragon is obviously a sea dragon, right? So dragon's what we played with last week. All right. Earlier, many philosophies, and we're talking about the Dark Ages, and that's when really dragons and stuff really came into fruition. Earlier, many philosophies circulated freely in a mutually tolerant intellectual atmosphere, an enlightened period when people were free to think independently and to seek their own salvation in their own way. With the steady rise of Christianity to dominate position, all this was to change. Not only the pagan temple, but most of the architectural wonders of the Greco-Roman world were deliberately destroyed and left in ruins. Or, if you study Egyptian history, right, what really happened to a lot of things is that the Romans, the during this period, they took these beautiful monuments, right, of all these different things, and they gave them a lift. It's like going to like a plastic surgeon, and some of these buildings probably didn't need lifts, but because someone said they needed a lift, they got a lift. That's why if you go and you look at Egyptian history and all that kind of stuff, you'll see different hieroglyphics. Like I'm not sure if it's Tut. There's one great pharaoh, might be Ramses II, where that you go in, you look at the history, and his line of 1,000 or some odd years is just gone. It's just gone. So for 1,000 years, we don't know what happened. Like, it's gone. Now, I'm not, like I said, not an archaeologist, not an anthropologist. I'll leave that to my friend Jay. But I will say this. When a whole thing goes away, that throws up warning signs for me. That'd be like, hey, we don't want you to talk about the America in the 1970s. Imagine if the 1970s, 1960s were just taken away, like wiped out because of some radical expansion. It's scary, but he who wins writes the history. The victor writes the history. The victor never wants to be seen as weak. Very important to remember that. Victor never wants to be seen as weak. So as you're looking and as you're growing, right, remember, and if you feel like you're ever pulled into the dark ages, so if, like one of my guides is King Arthurian legend, King Arthur, Merlin. Those are a lot of frequencies I work with, right? Now, do I read all the Arthur books and all that? No, because I feel like if I did, until I'm called to do that, right, that I know enough about it and enough respect of it that it helps me balance. And that's, what we talked about. We talked about alignment and stuff the other day. We have to learn, as much as we're radicalized, as much as we're with these balances that we have. When we're working with spirit guides, we're working with power animals, we're working with understanding past life weights, right? So we don't drown, right? Or that we don't come up too fast, like we talked about in the previous episode. Diving deep into humanity. You can dive deep, right? But don't get caught up in the BS. Don't get caught up in the seaweed. Don't get caught up in a man of war situation. Don't do it. All right. We'll get back to Dark Age in a second. We'll pull another card, though. Pull another card. Because that's just. All right. So when we start working with merging with the divine, now what that means, that does not mean that you become a god or a goddess. Right? People think, I'm merging with the divine. I'm intertwined. I'm better than I was before because I am inside. I'm finally inside. No, that's not what that means. In my opinion, it's Suzuki's opinion. When you work with the divine, right, that's a high frequency, right? They have these frequencies that are what I call cannonballs, right? That some people, that's all they need. Some people, all they need is the Bible. That's all they need. Whatever Bible they prescribe to, that's all they need. That is a book of frequencies. There's a book of prayer and devotion right? It is a it is a symbol. It holds like an energy no matter where you go. Bible holds strength, right? You hear about, even when I uh the three wooden crosses was talking about Travis Tritt, not Travis Tritt, Randy Travis, right? And you hear those words, you're like, damn. So he held that bloodstained Bible in his hand, right? It's power, it's might, it's strength, it's a delight. So as we look and see, right, these ancient energies, ancient frequencies, and the divine is the most ancient, the source is most ancient frequency there is, right? It is source. So a lot of people, and I applaud them. I think, hey, that's the greatest thing in the world, right? I have many friends who are metaphysical people, and they're also very biblical, right? And they have that balance. They've worked with that Athena energy. They know, they know that this is this and that is that, and that's okay. No matter how deep they go in the depths of humanity, they know their North Star. They can come up out of the water, they can see their North Star, and then go click, 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 click. Let's go. Click, 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 click. Let's go. Click, 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 click. Let's go. Click, 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 click. Let's go. And they can go, and they can go on for hours on end, and lifetimes on end, right? Faith is a powerful thing. And I think when people look at Lemuria and they look at Atlantis and they look at Edgar Cayce talking about these places, and they look at other people talking about it, it's all these different channeling, creative channels. And you have to realize this about storytelling. If I wrote the buildings were concrete, that's not interesting. That's not fun. That's not decorative. That's not pulling. I mean, look, I want you to see something. These are Lemurian cards, right? Right? Now, I want you to look here, right? Even here, Soul Star Chakra, right? Merging with the divine. This here can be used as a meditation card. Some people, that's all they need. All they would need is this deck of cards. And it is a great deck of cards. Do not get me wrong. It is a great deck of cards, right? Beautiful deck of cards. And the book is somewhere over here, I think. But I'll start reading that next week. But if you look here, we got lots of green. And we're going to hopefully in the new house, again, need y'all to send me that energy. New house energy. And home loan energy, just send that to us, please. Just go boom, 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 boom. And I send it to you as well. Rebirthing energy. Connecting with our ancient future. When you look at those words, what does that say to you? Our ancient future is the past going to come back into the present. And is that going to revolutionize? Is that going to be radical expansion? Are people going to start seeing things like Reiki take off in a more different level? People working with stones, right? What's going to happen? We've had a lot of crazy stuff happen the last couple of weeks, last month, besides COVID, right? And that new wave that came in, and it's still coming in. So y'all stay healthy and stay safe, right? I'm shaking that off of me. And my friend, like I said, Autumn made this, Journey Their Wands. Custom makes these things, guys. Makes amazing stones. She has some dragon stuff. I think she's going to go sell on Monday or Tuesday. So make sure you go over there and see her. I mean, her dragon stuff is absolutely gorgeous. And if you don't believe me, I mean, look. I love showing Atlas Conscience because my wife was like, she wrote Autumn and she said, "Hey, I want you to make something for Seth David," and told him, and Autumn channeled and then created this Atlas Conscience. It's such a great tool. Okay, all right. Let's pull another card. Ready? Healing. There's a lot of healing that we need to do. A lot of people right now are hurting. They're hurting. Um, the divine feminine, in some aspects, is really hurting right now. Some people might say, we're going back to the dark ages of existence. What I say to that is, if we were going back to the dark ages, what we're going to do, though, we're going to flip the script on them. We're going to flip the script, and there's going to be this revolution, this renaissance. Now, you're not going to see it right now, right? But I will tell you, if you go see the Elvis movie tonight, right, or this week, go see it, and go see it in the theater, because it is, I mean, this guy, Austin Butler, unbelievable. Okay. All right. So we talked about how they would destroy these pagan temples and destroy these great, beautiful Greek wonders. All were to be forced to accept the body of the religious teachings devised by the hierarchy of men who were devoted primarily to maintaining and enhancing their wealth and their temporal power over others. We talked about that earlier, right? A lot of times, people who pull a card like this, they're dealing with karmic weight. So they might not can lose weight, right? They may be holding on to something. They may not want to be put in a situation where they're empowered, right? So be aware of these things. Not everything is, you can't just explain everything away. That's what I love telling people. It's like, you just can't explain everything away. Some things you just gotta sit with. Be like, oh, wow. So that's why we yawn. That's really why we yawn. Okay. Any who choose to think freely for themselves were to be condemned for the crime of heresy, defined as holding an opinion contrary to Christian doctrine as laid down by the church, from the Greek heresy, free choice or opinion. Accordingly, to be a free thinker was to be a criminal. Consequently, 1,000 years Europe was sunk in the Dark Ages, a period characterized by ignorance, fear, a vast poverty of mind and spirit, an era of widespread barbarism, during which such knowledge as had been preserved was either locked up in monasteries or openly studied only by the relatively enlightened Arabic lands, to whose careful preservation of at least some part of antique knowledge. Look at that. We got ancient future here. That's amazing. Oh, so much. There were harsh years in the West. Warfare was forever being waged between one small group or tribe and its neighbors. The roads were unsafe. Robbery, rape, and murder were common crimes. If one was wise, one ventured out only when necessary. I think we feel like that right now. I think a lot of people we felt like that with COVID, but I think still there's this fear that if I get comfortable, if I go out, I'm going to get sick. Or if I go out, I'm going to get shot. Or if I go out, I'm going to get this or that. And I think finally people are starting to wake up and saying, hey, we need to protect ourselves. We need to protect ourselves. We need to protect humanity. Heaven is found in our humanity, right? So let's suit up, let's show up, let's soldier on, and let's soak up this humanity, okay? Surpluses were stolen by local petty chieftains or lords, yet such is the resilience of the human spirit. There are periods when life could be made bearable. Your apparent incarnation at this time could have been very harsh. So if you ever feel connected to the dark ages, right? Ask yourself why. So you may want to get you may want to get this deck, Awakening Far Memory, right? If you have a lot of past life stuff, right? Or if you're like, you do a deep dive with me or like somebody like me, and you're like, I really want to look at what's holding me back, right? What's holding me back? I think a lot of times people just go in for readings because it's like, oh, it's fun, it's exciting, it's also a little terrifying. It's that danger that we talked about earlier. It's that power. It's also surrender. you're not going to get out. You're not going to get anything out of reading unless you learn how to truly surrender. And that's the fact. I've told the story 1,000 times about the lady who came in, and I'd never really been tested before as an intuitive, but this woman really, she really tested me. And I thank God every day that I had a great employer, and I was allowed to get a deck of cards without paying for them. I paid for them after the session because I knew that if this woman was going to come at me, right, and intuitives will know this, they'll be like, we about to take care of some business. It's 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 about to be that time. Okay, it's about to be that time where we get action, where the radical expansion of the mind, the body, and the soul. Because no one likes to be the butt of a joke. No one likes to be played for a fool. No one likes to be taken advantage of. Right? I know a lot of intuitive meetings be like, it comes with a job. True. When you put your shingle out though, and you don't realize what that cost, because it costs a lot more than the shingle. And I wish and I would pray that people would say, hey, we're not just going to have a new intuitive come in here and do sessions, right? I think that people have to earn that spot. There needs to be a little bit of reputation behind them. Now I say that, and I didn't have that. I got to go into a place. I was a new intuitive, right? But I learned, and I learned so much. But again, people paying they shouldn't be learning. They shouldn't be like a class. If that makes any sense. The economical weight of the spiritual work needs to be balanced. I think that's very important. I think that's something that's very important here. And so when you feel, I know, like for a long time, I felt like I was in the dark ages at times, because I felt like there was this overbearing energy that was almost persecuting me, making me feel persecuted, because I didn't know that I could just walk away. I didn't know I could just walk away. The art of obligation, right, that these people have over you, where you feel obligated. I was reading a fellow colleague's post the other day, and the person made so much sense. They said, "Hey, gas is really expensive. My time is valuable. I'm not saying, this, that, these, and those. I'm talking for myself. I agree. Gas is expensive. Time is valuable. And we have to cherish each moment, right? That's why I said you could look at this card for, if I told you take this card, right, and write for an hour about what you see, right? Really look at it, right? That would be, you could really pour yourself into understanding that you can't be afraid of the storm, because you're learning to sail your ship. And so I tell everybody who try to be a new intuitive, I say, if you can find some places to hang your shingle, great. That's great. But also know that if you're new, you have to appreciate that you're new, and you have to appreciate the people who are giving you the time of day when you're new. And if they stay with you when you're old, that's amazing, right? With intuitives, it can become like a flesh of the, like a, oh, I want to see what this person say. I want to see what this person say. With me, it's suits. Like, oh, I love suits, right? And I love comic books, and I love stones. I love new little trinkets and stuff, right? But I also have to learn to respect, hey, I have this amazing card right here. That's a beautiful damn card. I had to get, I got a chance to get a beautiful card, right? Or something like this. Dragon was in our frequencies last week, and now Dragon is right back in our frequencies again, right? So one could look at this and say, oh, Sundays with Suits, right, is radically expanding. And that could be argued because we're on Tuesdays over at Phoenix Rising Entertainment, right? We're there, right? I think I'm going to start doing my shows again on the Suits Bucci channel. When we get the new camera and the new stuff, we're going to start doing a lot more videos and shorts and stuff. So that's going to be good. So anyway, your apparent incarnation in the time of Dark Ages could have been very harsh or even relatively pleasant. It could have. Your memories of such lawless times are probably closer to the surface of your current personal consciousness than those of the more tranquil era. So you have to look at yourself. You have to say, okay, why is this here? Why is this frequency coming up and pulling at me? You know, it's like when you're dating somebody and you're like, why do I keep dating the same kind of over and over and over and over and over and over again? It's like insanity because it might not be the best person for you to be dating, right? You may need this, that, these, and those. You may require energetically this, that, these, and those. You may require somebody who says, "Hey, enough of your eccentric ass stuff. You need to be a little more calm." So pull a card on that. Unique gifts, right? So finding a person that accepts you for you is a unique gift from the universe. Very unique gift. This is a blue card with a lot of yellow with a center circle in it. And I'm thinking here, I don't want to ruin anybody who's not watching for Umbrella Academy, so I'll come back to that. Look at this, the Portal Keeper. And I have cats outside, guys. I have so many cats, not even funny. But look at that, the Portal Keeper. Right? Okay. So we see the cat's in Egypt as well. So I think we're going to do a session. I think this rest of this month and to the end of July is going to be about Atlantis and Lemuria, and we're going to be working with those frequencies and getting ready, right, for August. I feel like there's some really interesting things that are going to happen in August. I don't know exactly what they are, but we're going to try to balance it off. So each week will be something about Atlantis and Lemuria, and also another topic. That's the Portal Keeper, Jill. And that's from the Beyond Lemuria. Okay. All right. Sound of the Universe. Another beautiful card. Got lots of yellow here. This could be concerned lightning, right? This could be somebody who's afraid. I mean, I want you to look at that card. That's just one card. That's just one card. And so you can use one card. You can say, I'm going to have one card a week, right? Now, I couldn't do that. I mean, I could if I needed to, but because I have so many cards, I'm not going to do that. But it's really fascinating. We have cards here left over. So we're going to pull some of these and see what these are that I got from y'all's energy. So I feel like these cards that I did not see, right? And I didn't see these either. But these cards here, they need a little something, something. So we're going to spice it up. Y'all ready to spice it up? Y'all ready to spice it up? Okay, here we go. I'm trying to think how to spice it up. Okay. The Angels of Atlantis. Oracle cards, receptive inspiration and helping from the angelic kingdom by Stuart Pearce, author of The Alchemy of Voices. All right. I haven't used this card since my other job, I think. So we'll see. All right. So Oh, this card wants to come out and play. Surrender. That's a big topic. I mean, come on, y'all. We've had this. That card's coming up. So just surrender. Let go. Let go. Open yourself up. Let that sun soak in. So let's pull that card. Let's see if this card is related to that card. Y'all ready? Are y'all ready? Because I don't know what this is. It feels like there's a parallel, though. So the crown chakra comes in for the unlimited self. So to surrender, when you surrender, what happens? The unlimited self is accessible, right? So that's another beautiful card. Look, lots of yellow again, lots of creative, forceful energy, right? All right. So it's make my arm hurt a little bit. It's almost, it feels like a sacrifice, kind of, but it feels more like there's something, either it's about seeing. Okay, here we go. Play. About seeing. Look at those eyes. Look at those eyes. Woohoo! Ain't that cool? Solaris Sublime. All them eyes. Look at them eyes. I was like, I see. Okay, that was cool. That was awesome. It's about seeing. I feel good, man. I feel good. I feel passionate. I feel good. I feel passionate. Let's pull a card for that. Are y'all ready? Let's see if this is related to that. Okay. Faith. So if you have faith, if you see that, it looks like an eye. Doesn't that look like an eye? That's pretty cool. So if you have faith, you surrender to your faith, whatever that is, right? Surrender to your faith. Then you're going to allow yourself that little space in between time and action, right? It's like that time when they say, sound speed, right? Check the speed on the camera. Rolling, right? Action. So you have that little light. So that's what you want. You want that. So let's put another card for that. Having the right intuition, choosing the right choice. If you go deep, and there's plenty of people who go deep, right? They go deep. They go real deep. They're like, I'm going deep. I don't know when I'm gonna come back. I'm going deep. Let me tell you about it, my friend. I'm going deep. Deep down into the pit, looking for the grace of humanity. But all I see is, right? That's how a lot of people feel when they go deep. Water, the overflow. Okay. So water's been a big topic today. We're talking about Atlantis. We're talking about Lemuria. We're talking about overflow. If you know about Atlantis, either a volcano or an earthquake, suck it. Also, a lot of people say pride. Suck it. People would say they did something. Atlanteans did something. And the Atlanteans, when they did it, boom. Now, some people have now gone further explaining that the Atlantean, the island of Atlantis, right? We don't know how big it was. Maybe it been something else. Maybe it was man-made, Maybe it was, again, the victor writes history, right? And remember, a poet's going to write something. If it's black and white and gray, right? If it had no color in it, it's gonna be boring. It's gonna be boring. If I said there were moats around a temple, okay. If I said there was a pearl tower as high as the eye could see, and there were crystal staircases cut labradorite, beautiful arches of gold and silver, that That's exciting. That's something I'm like, oh my goodness. I like it a lot. I want some more, please. I like it a lot. Okay. So, water overflow. Atlantis is a frequency to be used as a caution. I'm telling you, use your intuition. If you start working with that frequency, you start working with Atlantean energy, you are working as a cautionary tale. It may have been high technology. It may have been psychics, intuitives, like these spiritual, like these firebrands in the night, right? Like powerful things, like these Zeusian kind of things, or right, they could be normal people. We don't know. You know. Now watch me say this to somebody like, they found Atlantis. Okay. So ecstasy. Let's look at this card. Because I think this card has a lot to do with this card. Okay. And it does. So this third eye can get a lot of activity, and it can feel almost primal, urgical, all the alls, right? At once, like, oh my God, it feels so good. Like that enlightenment, that lightning bolt in my brain. It's just opening my third eye. I'm seeing things, I'm feeling things, I'm taking things in, right? The third eye has made a big comeback. You know, it's in Doctor Strange, right? First a negative, then it's a positive. Um, Everything has a price. As an intuitive, we have a price. So we have one more card. It's almost 11 o'clock. Here we go. Ready? Virginia! Virginia! Wow. That's intense. And look at that. Going back to balance. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, it's been great. I appreciate y'all tuning in again. Like and share this video. And next week and on Tuesday, please bring your friends. Say, hey, we're going to, you know, if you write suits at Eccentric Medium, you say, hey, I have a question. If you can do a little thinky think on it, because I don't want to do a full reading. I just want a little thinky think. Shoot me an email. Say, hey, Suitsy Bootsy, and it's not too personal, and I can talk about it on the video. I'm always open for that. But some things I will not answer because I feel like they are inappropriate for mass consumption. There has to be boundaries, as we talked about earlier. Because, like I said, this is my job as well, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to start doing readings again, probably in July, June, July, August, all the way up to December, most likely. So, if you're wanting a deep dive reading, give me a text, shoot me an email, say, hey, Suitsy, I'm really interested in this. I like to plan a deep dive, and we can talk about it, and we'll figure out like where you want to go with it, and I'll go out and I'll pick a deck of cards. So, and like I said, guys, if y'all have stuff, if you have little tokens or card decks you don't want or anything like that, and you're like, oh, I'd love to see what Suitsy Bootsy does with this on the show. Or if you see a card deck and you want to send it to me, my friend was like, oh, you should put a Amazon wish list. Look at this card pull. Initiation. I think I'm probably initiating something here. But I need to ground and center myself first. so our core of creation can begin. For, look at that, the furred and feathered friends. All right. We got lots of light and we got lots of love. And everything's coming full spectrum from up above and below. Ah! Ah! They're all falling. So thank y'all again for tuning in today. I appreciate it so much. Like I said, shoot me an email, the eccentric medium at gmail.com or sundayswithsuits at gmail.com. I still have not got an email from any of you from Sundays with Suits. I cannot believe it. I don't bite. I'm not, you don't be afraid of me. But if, like I said, if y'all want a reading, right, you're thinking about it, go to suitshealy.com, look it up, see what you got there. And I'm going to leave y'all with an animal. The antelope. Run, antelope. Teach me of action and its pace. Quickly, quickly, so I may run. Can't make this shit up. With grace. All right. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate it. I don't know if I'm going over somebody's time. If I have, I apologize. Let me see. Let me see how everybody's doing. I'm making sure I can keep going. Let me make sure. Someone answer me. Hello. I should have the schedule right in front of me, and I apologize that I don't. I got 4 people watching. I just want to take anybody's time up. Hey, guys, can I keep on going on or not? I don't want to take anybody's time. I don't be a time stealer. Hey, guys, I don't want to be taking anybody's time. Can I still keep going or no? If I keep going till 12, I'll go till 12. Yeah, things does. Okay. All right, guys. I think things does. Hold on. So I'll get off and go back. I'll go. It all depends. So I'm going to sign off real quick. And if it comes back, I'll come back. If not, make sure you go and watch and support things. Make sure you support Rising Phoenix Entertainment. Make sure you support yourself. Onward, upward, greatness abound. Suit up, soak up, show up, soldier up. Y'all are great. Y'all are awesome. Here's your card for the rest of the night. Balanced forces. All right. Holla.